So last meeting, we discussed all about the different parts of system unit. So let's have a review. Our objectives last meeting. We have to identify the important components of a PC and their functions. Familiarize occupational health and safety procedures. Distinguish the different hardware tools. Now, so let's continue our discussion. I think nag-stop tayo sa dito, sa ports. So, let's have a discussion regarding this, the D ports, the external connecting sockets on the outside of the computer. When we say hardware, that is a tangible part of the computer system, which is we are able to touch the system, the parts of the computer system. Like example, we have printer, we have mouse, we have system unit, we have motherboards. As long as you touch the computer parts, it is part of hardware. Understood? So, to continue our discussion, look at the table, the serial port, function, and illustration. So, serial port intended for serial type mouse and older camera. So, sa mga old type ng computer, serial port ang ginagamit natin just to connect the mouse and the camera sa system unit natin. Then, while the parallel port, also called as printer port, this is only for old model printer. It has 25 pins. It is a female port. So, ma-identify natin if the port is female or male. So, kapag ka female ang port, meron siyang 25 pins. Kaya siya tinawag na 25 pins. Pag lang nito, lahat yan, 25. So, kapag pinapasukan, female. Kapag siya ang papasok, that is male port. We're talking about the parts of the computer. Okay? Then, VGA, Video Graphic Array port, used to connect monitors. It has 15 pins and it is a female port. So, etong VGA na to, kinakabit natin to from monitor papunta sa system unit natin para mag-produce ng output. Makita natin yung nag-a-appear sa monitor. Meron ngayon bago yung HDMI naman. So from VGA, merong HDMI, pero ang VGA ngayon is existing pa rin. Kuha. Followed by USB, the Universal Serial Bus Port, high-speed serial interface that is used with almost all devices. It is used to connect latest model printers, pen drivers, cell phones, etc. It has 4 pins. So, lahat naman tayo familiar sa USB port. USB port, which is doon natin sinasaksak yung USB type na pwedeng charger or flash drive natin sa USB port. Okay, understood? Now, the PS2 port, simple 6-pin, low-speed serial connections commonly dedicated to a keyboard and mouse. Ito yung diniscuss ko last meeting regarding sa mouse and sa keyboard. So, ngayon, may mga mouse and keyboard na tinatawag na USB type. So, instead of PS2 port ang ginagamit nila, yung iba gumagamit ng USB type na keyboard or mouse. Ha? Followed by the power port intended for power cord. So, meron nito si system unit, meron din nito si monitor para mag-produce ng power and syempre, gumana na rin yung system unit or yung monitor natin na sinasaksak natin para magkaroon ng power. Understood? Any question regarding this? Okay, letter E, the cables and wires. So sa cables and wire natin, cable is most often two or more wires running side by side and bonded, twisted or braided together to form a single assembly, but can also refer to a heavy, strong rope. Table number 2, the cables and connector. So familiar naman dito. Kung kanina nakita natin yung 6 pin na female. Ito naman, ito yung male. These shocks are intended for PS2 ports, specifically for mouse and keyboard. Ha? So, system unit, nakalagay itong PS port. Ito si female, yung 6 pin. And then, si male naman, ito nga sa table 2 na illustration. Let's say, ito, ito yung keyboard, then isa naman, yung mouse. Followed by, this type of jack is intended for audio and microphone port. So, dalawa yan. Kasunod naman natin, dito sa right side natin, sa illustration function. The S video jack is obviously for S video port. Then, this monitor jack is intended for the VGA video graphic array port. Ito yung VGA na kapartner ng kaninang nasa taas na illustration. So, kung ito, male to, itong nasa baba, yung nasa cable and wires, yung nasa taas kanina, female. Followed by the USB, Universal Serial Bus, plug is intended for USB port for modem or new model of peripherals. Yung mga new model of peripherals natin, naka-USB type siya. Then, this printer cable jack is intended for the parallel port. Ito naman yung nasa baba. This is an example of RJ45 stands for register jack. Saan natin ito nakikita? Kapag ang connection natin ay LAN. Sabihin, wired siya. Wired na LAN. So, we use the RJ45 with UTP cable. So, si UTP cable, yung nasa loob, yung pinapasok natin kay RJ45 para meron tayong or magkaroon tayo ng internet connection. Bagat sometimes, since CSS kayo, tama? So, mag-undergo kayo ng cabling. Sa cabling, kayo yung gumagawa nitong UTP cable na to para magkaroon ng internet connection. We have two types of UTP cable. Diba? So, dalawa yan. Meron tayong crossover, then meron tayong straight through. Next, 1.2 software. Software is the best set of instruction, also called a program, that guides the hardware to operate effectively. Software can be split into two main types. We have system software and also we have the application software. So the difference between hardware and software, again, hardware is the tangible part of the computer system that we can touch the device or the equipment, while in software, that is the intangible part of the computer system. Magka-partner sila. If you have a hardware, it doesn't mean na hindi mo na kailangan ng software. Sometimes, class, yung hardware na to, the physical, sometimes, some of them are need to install para mag-work siya properly in our system unit. Like example, webcam. Kaya tayo dito ng webcam na, let's say, USB type siya. Sa webcam na yon may naka-attach na CD. So, nilagay mo sa webcam, system unit, hindi siya nag-work. Yun pala, kailangan i-install yung laman ng CD para mag-work sa webcam. Understood? Understood. So, pagka merong hardware, meron din software. Ano pa? Example natin, the OS, the operating system. operating system natin. Siyempre, ito, pag bumili tayo ng bagong computer or bagong system unit, meron yan parts na hawakan natin, nakikita natin. Pero, if wala yang operating system, which is part ng software, hindi rin yan gagana. Understood? So, we need to install the software para magamit natin ng maayos yung computer. Nakawa, hindi porket nandiyan lang, physically, nakita natin nagagamit. Sometimes, some of them, hindi natin sila nagagamit due to hindi pa naka-install properly ang software. Understood? The two main types of software, we have the system software and application software. System software, any software required to support the production or execution of execution of programs, but which is not specific to any particular application. Common operating systems. Example ng operating systems, Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows 2000, Linux, pa, Mac OS. That's an example of operating system. Include Windows, the Macintosh, the OS, OS2, and Unix. Followed by number 2, application software designed to help the user to perform singular or multiple related tasks. Example, once na ma-install natin tong operating system, pag na-install natin tong operating system, we have to install the different application software. So, we can use them later. Example, wala pang naka-install na Microsoft Office sa bagong biling computer. So, nagagawin natin, we need to install the application software for Microsoft Office. Tama? Para pwede makapag-type tayo, makapag-produce tayo ng Word document, and then we can edit, delete, send, etc. Same as sa MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. Example, meron tayong presentation. So, we need to install the following application software. It depends on our needs. Understood? May tanong. Now, 1.3, peopleware, refers to people involved in the data processing operation, such as system administrator, office workers, students, and others. Okay? That's the end of week number 1. Is there any question? Week number 1 pa lang tayo, class. Tinapos ko lang to. This is the continuation of our discussion last meeting. Okay? May question ba? Is there any question? Wala. So, may I proceed to part number 2, week 2. Okay. Lesson number 2, hand tools and equipment. Okay. So, you can see in our illustration, these are the tools or hand tools, equipment that sometimes we use. Okay. Lesson 2, use of tools in PC hardware servicing. To complete hardware repairs, it's important to have a toolkit that should contain all of the necessary tools. As you gain experience, you will learn which tools to have available for different types of jobs. Hardware tools are grouped into these 4 categories. Number 1, electrostatic discharge, the ESD tools. Number 2, hand tools. Number 3, cleaning tools. Number 4, diagnostic tools. So, since nasa NC2 kayo, dapat we practice this at home if you have the equipment. If meron lang. Then, electrostatic discharge ESD tools. Static electricity is easily generated by friction on carpets, tile flooring, clothing, hair, fabric, and etc. The friction of moving air alone will charge suspended particles and cause the build-up of static electrical charges on people and objects in the environment. Example, Familiar sa static? Familiar? Example lang natin Sometimes, tayo, as a human, kakaroon ng static, human to human. Madikit lang, ay bakit may ground? Diba? That is an example of static. Ano pa? Ikaw, madikit ka ng konti sa may chair. Sometimes, nagkakaroon ng static. Tama? And then, grounded anti-static fork mats used with anti-static wrist straps. Ginagamit natin to as part of operational health and safety, OHS natin, before tayo mag-proceed mismo sa gagawin natin. Tama ba? Example natin, part 1 is assemble and disassemble. Assembly, disassembly. Tama? So, before we start or before we proceed, make sure that meron tayong proper OHS or occupational health and safety for the students. As a student, dapat alam niyo yun. Ano-ano ba yung mga kailangan ko para maging safe ako na mag-assemble ako or magdi-disassemble ako ng computer. Ako provide the most basic means to control discharge of electrostatic electricity. Example, ESD tools. Familiar dito sa anti-static strap? Meron din ito class yung sinusuot sa kamay, parang gloves. Meron din yung inaano lang siya, parang strap siya na pinabalot para lang to avoid na mag-ground kayo. Diba? Kailangan OHS is implemented before touching any pieces sa system unit and make sure before natin siya disassemble or assemble, nakatanggal siya sa saksakan. Nakakuha? To avoid na mag-short circuit or to avoid na makuryente. Followed by anti-static mat strap used to stand on or place hardware on to prevent static electricity for building up. Then, hand tools. Familiar naman siguro sa mga hand tools sa iba. So, sa hand tools natin, hand tool is a device for performing work on a material or a physical system using only hands. So, using hand, gagamit natin tong hand tool na to. Hand tool can be used manually or electrically powered using electrical current. Example of hand tools are as follows. Okay? The flathead screwdriver. So, yung tinatawag natin na negative, di ba? Yung iba, tawag sa negative, iba positive. Kapag ka-Philip, positive kasi cross siya. Dito naman, sa flathead screwdriver natin, used to loosen or tighten slotted screws. Kapag syempre, flathead ang screw na nakalagay doon. So, kapag flat yan, flat ang tawag dito sa Tagalog, tornilyo. Flathead screwdriver ang gagamitin natin. Followed by Phillips head screwdriver. Kapag ang head naman, kapag ang head naman natin, Phillips, yung tornilyo na tinatawag, used to loosen or tighten cross head screws. So, kapag gusto natin higpitan, gusto natin luwagan, gusto natin alisin, just use this. Example, yung case natin, before natin ma-disassemble yan, we need a hand tool like pwedeng Phillips head screw, pwedeng flat head screwdriver. It depends on sa tornilyo or screw ng system unit natin. Diba? And then, ito naman Torx screwdriver used to loosen or tighten screws that have a star-like depression on the top, a feature that is mainly found on the laptop. Diba? Glass Phillips head screwdriver is different from Torx screwdriver. Nakita kayo ng star dyan, the star. So, torque screwdriver ang gagamitin natin. Meron din yan sizes. Nakuha? Ang hex screwdriver naman natin, sometimes called a nut driver, is used to tighten nuts in the same way that a screwdriver tightens screw. So, before tayo mag-assemble or disassemble, make sure alam natin yung shape ng screw natin. So, alam natin din yung hand tool na gagamitin natin on how to loosen or tighten the screws. Understood? Is there any question? Liwanag? Needle nose pliers used to hold small parts. Ito yung patulis. Then next, wire cutter. So wire cutter natin used to strip and cut wires. Then tweezer, used to manipulate small parts. Like example, masyadong maliit yung screw natin. Hindi kasya yung kamay nyo between sa pagkukuhanan nyo. Example, na-stuck up siya sa gilid ng motherboard, which is hindi makuha ng kuko nyo, hindi makuha ng kamay nyo. You can use the tweezers para siya yung pang-abot doon. Some of the tweezers, tawag dito, parang may magnet siya para kahit hindi nyo na i-twist, tapat nyo lang doon kusang sasama yung particle. Hawa, yung screw or kung ano yung kinukuha nyo. Followed by part retriever. Used to retrieve parts from location that is too small for your hand to fit. And hand retriever. Pwedeng tweezer, pwedeng part retriever. Then, meron din tayong flashlight. Para sa mga malalap mata or need natin to. Kasi some of the items or some of the part in your motherboard may nakasulat dyan kung positive, negative, may nakasulat dyan kung USB port, etc. So, we need flashlight para mas makita natin kung saan natin ilalagay or i-attach. Pwedeng yung cable or i-screwin kung saan natin papalitan. Much better na meron tayong flashlight para sure na sure tayo na dun siya dapat nakalagay. Okay? Yung sa mga part na hindi nyo nakikita, you can use flashlights. Okay? Next, cleaning tools. Siyempre, after nating pag-disassemble, may cleaning tools tayo. Diba? Kapag ang computer matagal na hindi nagamit, or kahit sabihin natin na ginagamit natin yan, may alikabok pa rin yan sa loob. So, we need to clean them. Right? After natin ayusin or disassemble or i-assemble natin, make sure to clean the parts. Okay? Cleaning tools, having the appropriate cleaning tools is essential when maintaining or repairing computers. Using these tools ensure that components are not damaged during cleaning. Example, ito yung mga cleaning tools natin. Number 1, lint-free cloth. Used to clean different computer components without scratching or leaving debris. Ito yung mga madudulas. Pag pinunas mo, very smooth siya para hindi magkaroon ng scratch. Kasi kapag meron tayong bimpo, yung bimpo class na rough, o sabihin natin absorbent siya. Pero sometimes, kapag pinunas natin yung bimpo na hindi siya makinis, sometimes nag-leave siya ng scratch or scratches. Pwedeng sa particle na pinagpunasan natin. So, number 2, tools, compressed air, used to blow away dust and debris from different computer parts without touching the components. Example, itong compressed air na to, ginamit mo. Parang, ang ano niya is, tawag dito, ipupush niya, yung mga dirt, yung mga nakasiksik-siksik pa. Diba? Sa mga, tawag dito, yung mga different computer parts without touching the components. Kahit hindi mo na isiksik dyan, yung brush mo as long as meron kang compressed air, kusa siyang lumalabas. Next, cable ties. Yung mga cable ties na to, saan ba ito ginagamit? Para ma-organize sometimes yung mga wires natin na buhol-buhol. So example, this wires is for PC1. Pwede natin siyang lagyan ng cable ties para hindi magkapalit ang cable ni let's say ni PC1 kay PC2 kasi magkatabi sila. Nakuha? Like example, magbubunot ka ng internet, na-confuse ka sa UTP, tinanggal mo yung kay PC1 instead of kay PC2. Diba? Para hindi kayo ma-confuse, para hindi magkapalit-palit, you can use the cable ties para maging organized din yung cable ninyo. Use to bundle cables neatly inside and outside the computer. Sa loob pwede rin kayo maglagay nun. Diba may mga wires din sa loob. So, para hindi kayo ma-confuse kung nasa dito yung sa printer port, kung nasa dito yung nasa HDD port. Okay? Then, parts organizer. Familiar kayo nito? Diba sa computer laboratory, meron tayong organizer for saan nakalagay yung mga materials natin or equipment, tools and equipment natin. Example, ditong sa part na to, dyan nakalagay yung mga cable tester natin. Dito naman, dito nakalagay yung mga wire natin. Sa maliliit dyan, nadyan yung mga screw or flat. Dito naman sa kabila, let's say nadyan yung flat screwdriver. Sa kabila, Phillips screw. So, para hindi tayo nalilito, lagyan natin ng label isa-isa. Say, this is for flat screw. Para kapag yung may hinahanap tayo, madali natin makita. Kasi may label siya. Diba? So, syempre, kapag tinanggal natin dyan, ibabalik din natin dyan according sa parts niya. Kaya meron tayong parts organizer. Kumbaga, yung parts is naka-organize neatly. Used to hold screw jumpers, fasteners, and other small parts and prevents them from getting mixed together. So, di ba? We have different sizes ng screw. So, syempre, i-divide natin siya into according sa parts na para hindi tayo nako-confuse. Then, hindi magkakahalo. Much better if naka-organize siya. Same with sa mga equipment natin. Then, diagnostic tools. Familiar dito sa diagnostic tools natin? Computers are easier to use and more dependable with each new generation of hardware and operating system update. But that does not mean they're problem-free. Here are the most popular tools for diagnosing your computer problem. Number 1. Familiar dito. Saan natin to usually kinakabit? Saan natin to kinakabit? Saan natin to ginagamit? Multimeter. Used to test the integrity of circuits and the quality of electricity and in computer components. Sometimes, we use this tester. Nakikita natin if nagfa-function ba itong or not. Tama? By simply, makikita natin dito sa ditong part na to. Diba? Gumagalaw siya. Makikita natin kung sometimes yung cause nun or pwede kung i-replace na ba natin siya, i-repair ba natin siya, or maintain lang natin siya dyan. Diba? Or kailangan lang ng konting linis. Now, loopback adapter. Used to test the functionality of computer ports. Proper use of ESD tools. Kita nyo, nakalagay sa kamay. Strap siya. ESD tools. Okay? Use of anti-static wrist strap. Ito yung sinasabi kong sinusuot sa wrist na strap. Connect the cable to the metal chassis of the computer. Wrap the strap around your wrist. The connection will keep your body at the same voltage potential as the computer. Attach the wire on the same side of the equipment as the arm wearing the anti-static wrist strap to keep the wire out of the way while you are working. Tandaan nyo, kapag ka nag-disassemble ng computer, syempre, you have to wear the anti-static wrist strap. Caution, never wear an anti-static wrist strap if you are repairing a monitor or CRT. Tandaan nyo, system unit nyo lang gagamitin tong anti-static wrist strap. Kapag monitor, do not use this. Understood? Next, proper use of anti-static mat. Lay the computer on the mat. So, as is na merong mat dito sa ilalim ng system unit nyo. Connect the computer to the mat with the cable. Connect the mat to reliable electrical ground with its cable. Now, you and the computer are not ground potential due to meron tayong mat or anti-static mat na ginamit. Nakuha? Proper use of hand tool. Isa na, use the proper type and size of screwdriver. As I've said a while ago, screw has different sizes, same as the screwdriver. Okay? Make sure na yung gagamitin nyo, if the screw is small, the screwdriver must also small type. Diba? So, before nyo siya ikutin, make sure na pagkatapat nyo sa kanya, mahigpit siya. Hindi siya maliksikip, hindi siya masigip, hindi siya maluwag. Yung tama lang. Yung na kapag nilusen nyo siya, sumusunod siya sa screwdriver. Nakuha? Then, do not over-tighten screws because the threads may become strict. Huwag masyadong higpitan. Kumbaga magbigay kayo ng konti. Yung iba kasi class, kapag ka tawag dito, kapag ka naglalak ng screw, kapag ka nagtatight sila, tawag dito, yung mahigpit na mahigpit, not too much class. Magbibigay kayo ng konting allowance. Kasi yung iba dyan, some of the screws na stack up sa sobrang higpit, yung ginagawa, pinupukpok-pukpok pa sa dulo. Diba? If excessive force is needed to remove or add a component, something may be wrong. Magnetized tools. Dahil nyo, pag sobrang higpit, should not be used around electronic devices. Caution na, caution. Pencil should not be used inside the computer because the pencil lead can act as conductor. Dahil nyo, kayong gagamit ng pencil, walang pencil dyan kapag ka nag-assemble or nag-disassemble kayo or nagre-repair kayo ng system unit. Malayo si pencil. May damage sa computer component. Yung dulo ba, yung tawag dito, yung dulo ng pencil, followed by proper use of cleaning materials. To clean computers and accessories, use mild cleaning solution. Lint-free cloth to clean computer cases. Yung klase madulas, yung kumbaga smooth. Yun yung panglilinis natin. Ito yung lint-free cloth. Outside of monitor, LCD screen, CRT screen, and mouse. Tandaan nyo, kapag nagpupunas kayo ng monitor or any part of the computer system, make sure na lint-free cloth yung gagamitin natin. Yung walang sharp sa dulo. Yung katulad na towel na ginagamit natin. Yung mga madudulas dapat, madudulas and smooth. Number 2, use compressed air to clean heatsink. Compressed air para sa heatsink na yan, hindi yun na kailangan. Tawag dito, hindi yun na kailangan brushin or walang damage na magaganap. Pero, using compressed air, pinupush ng hangin yung dumi. Use isopropyl alcohol and lint-free swab to clean RAM. Alcohol. Halimbawa, nag-diagnose kayo ng system unit. Find out na RAM ang problem. So, ano ba usually ginagawa natin sa RAM? Some of them use the new eraser, yung white eraser. Tama? I-scratch natin just to clean the RAM. Pero you can use also isopropyl alcohol. Lint-free swab. Pupunasan nyo siya. Siyempre, bago nyo ilagay doon, patuyuin nyo na. Followed by, use handheld vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment to clean. Is there any question? Sa week number 2 natin. May tanong ba? Is there any question? Mark? So, that's the end of our topic.